Most of the marketing advice you're going to see online comes from people who do only one thing. They run one channel, they sell one tool, they publish tips that make that one thing sound like it's the answer for every business. It's not. Every company is different. Offers are different, prices are different, sales cycles are different, teams are different. A single tactic used the same way for everyone does not work. Marketing is planning, it's building and improving across many parts of your business at the same time. It's not a one-time fix. It's not a trick. It's steady work that moves profit in small steps week after week. That means branding, message, website, ads, content, email, video, analytics, and sales follow-up all need to work together. If one piece is weak, the whole system slows down. If all the pieces are aligned, results compound. So here's the simple truth. You need one partner who can do the full job. Set a plan, make the assets, launch the campaigns, measure real results, and change course quickly when the numbers say so. A partner that only does one thing will keep pushing that one thing even when the problem is somewhere else. A full stack team can see the whole picture and fix the real bottleneck. That is what we do at PureEye. We plan, create, produce, launch, measure, and optimize across all channels, and we do it under one roof so changes are fast and consistent. So let's break this down in plain simple steps you can use. Start with the goal. Write one clear money goal for the next quarter. For example, the profit you want to have per month, the cost per sale you can allow, or the cost per qualified lead that keeps your sales team efficient. Don't start with more traffic or more followers. Start with, a number that pays the bills. Next, define who you serve. Write a simple description of your best buyer, job title if it's B2B, life situation if it's B2C, location if it's local. Write the main problems that they want solved. Write the words that they use to search or explain those problems. Keep this short and real. If you're not sure, call 5 recent customers and ask them. So next, let's fix the offer. Your offer should fit in one line and one button. So here's some examples. Get a price in 2 minutes. Book a demo this week. Start a 14-day trial. Get the bundle with free shipping. Schedule a same-day inspection. If your price is high for your market, add proof that supports it. If your price is low, explain why it's still high quality. If people hesitate, try a value bundle or a risk reducer that you can honor. Next, fix your website. Your web pages must load fast on any phone or mobile device. The top of the page must say exactly what it is, who it's for, and the next step. Show the result in the first screen with a short video or image that's clear. Put one strong proof item next to your main claim, that's a number, a name quote, a short clip, before and after, that kind of thing. Add a small table with facts like plans, sizes, prices, or timelines. Use one main button or a short form. Ask only for what you need to move the sale forward. Next, add 3 to 5 real questions and short answers, and a short line that explains what happens after the form or button is clicked. Next, you got to fix your tracking. Choose one primary conversion per funnel. For e-commerce, it's the order. For lead gen, it's a sales accepted lead, not just any form submission. Track calls, pass real revenue back, into the ad platforms whenever possible. Clean up duplicate events. Use simple, clear names. In your CRM, store first touch, last touch, and non-direct touch. That gives you enough data to make good decisions without adding confusion. Next, choose channels based on how people buy what you sell. So if people already search for your product or service, start with Google search or shopping ads. Use exact match on buying terms like price or near me, buy, hire, demo, quote, things like that. Point to one focused landing page. If people aren't searching for what you do, use Meta or TikTok to show the results first. Judge early by short hold and click through, not, based on sales. For local services, keep your Google business profile accurate and up to date, and use local services ads if you qualify. For B2B with longer sales cycles, use search for intent and YouTube, or LinkedIn for retargeting to keep deals moving. Next, create ads that show proof in the first 3 seconds. Don't open with a claim, open with the result, a real number on the screen, the product in use, or a quick before and after. Keep the first line simple and specific. And in the next 10 to 15 seconds, show 2 to 3 steps, that make the action feel easy. Close with one direct action that matches the page. And then shoot variations in one session so you always have fresh creative to rotate. Next, set the rules for testing. Give each test enough budget to reach the first stable signal. For lead gen, aim for at least 10 qualified conversions in a week. For e-commerce, aim for enough orders to judge, the return on ad spend honestly. Write stop and scale rules before you launch. For example, if cost per acquisition is more than 20% over goal after 7 days and 10 conversions, pause or change one thing only. If the campaign is within 10% of the goal and improving for a week, scale by 20 to 30%. Make one change at a time so you can see what worked and what didn't. Next, run a weekly operating rhythm. Every Monday, look at 5 numbers: leads or orders, cost per acquisition, ROAS or contribution margin, time to first profitable signal, and MER, which is total revenue divided by total ad spend. Check brand versus non-brand split. Check for invalid traffic and broken tags. Every Tuesday, make one controlled change to the worst performer, opening shot, headline, offer, audience, or page section. Every Wednesday, QA tracking and speed. Every Thursday, refresh the opening 3 seconds of your top creative and archive anything that fell 25% from its first week average. And then every Friday, decide what to scale and what to stop. Write down the change and the result. This keeps the work steady and the cash protected. Next, let's tighten the speed to lead. If you collect leads, reply fast, under 10 minutes during business hours if possible, under 1 hour after hours. Use a short script that repeats the page promise and offers a direct calendar link with same-day slots. If they don't answer, send a short text and a short email within 15 minutes. Make 5 touches across 3 days. Track contact rate and show rate by source. If a source brings leads that will not answer, tighten the ad promise or add a filter question on the form. Route the high matched leads to your best closer right away. Next, raise customer value so ads can work. So the easiest way to improve ad ROI is to get more revenue after the first sale. Build a simple 30-day plan, confirm the order and suggest one relevant add-on. Send setup tips, send a checklist, offer a cross-sell that matches what they bought. Check for issues, offer a small reorder or bundle, ask for a review. When repeat value rises, your allowed cost per acquisition rises. And that turns borderline campaigns into winners without changing any of the bids. Next, cut the waste. On Google, review search terms daily in week 1 and add negatives for job seekers, DIY, free, how-to, and any of these off-topic uses. Turn off search partners during the testing. Fix mobile speed if mobile bounce is high. In shopping, clean up your titles, include GTIN, MPNs, and send people to the exact product page. In Performance Max, separate brand from non-brand, keep asset groups tightly themed, and point each one to one exact page. On social, exclude recent buyers and very short bounces. Cap frequency so people don't see the same ad too many times. And watch for invalid traffic patterns, odd hours, 0-second sessions, spam forms, and strange locations. Tighten the geography and placements if you see them. Next, choose simple profit metrics. Use contribution margin for e-commerce, revenue minus the product cost, shipping, payment fees, and ad spend. For lead gen, use cost per sales accepted lead and pipeline created. Add a 7-day, 30-day, and 60-day revenue window so you can see repeat value. Use MER to check the business as a whole. And if MER and contribution are steady while platform ROAS dips, fix tracking and keep testing. Don't kill a working channel based on a reporting change. So here, you need to know when to pause ads and when to work on the core. So if you fix the offer, page tracking and targeting, and your cost per acquisition is still more than 20% over goal after a week with enough conversions, test a different offer. If that still fails, test a different audience or a new angle that came from real customer questions. If nothing moves after 2 cycles, stop scaling. Talk to 5 buyers and 5 non-buyers. Check the price fit. Check the promise. Sometimes the product or the package needs to change before the ads can work. So use the ads to test, not to force outcomes. All of this requires coordination. Branding should match your offer and your page. Video should match your headline and your proof. Paid search should match the words people use when they want to buy. Social should show the results people want to see. Email should support the next step. Analytics should close the loop with real revenue. When one team plans and executes across all of these parts, work is faster, quality is consistent, and tests are cleaner. That is the advantage of a full stack partner. It's not about doing everything for the sake of doing everything. It's about doing only what moves profit and being able to do it quickly across the whole funnel when the data says to do that. So here's how you can put this to work right now in your company. Set one clear money goal for the next quarter. Pick the metric that matters the most for your model. Write it at the top of your plan. Interview 5 recent buyers and 5 non-buyers. Use their words to tighten your offer in your headline and keep the offer to one line and one button. Rebuild your top of page for speed, clarity, and proof. Add a 2-sentence summary at the top. Add a short result first video. Add one strong proof next to the main claim. Add a small facts table. Cut the form to must-have fields only, and add 3 short FAQs. Add a what happens next line as well. Next, fix your tracking so you can trust your numbers. 1 primary conversion, calls tracked, revenue imported, first touch, and last non-direct touch stored in your CRM. Choose the right channel for your buyer. Search and shopping if demand exists. Social and video if you must create demand. Local profiles and local services ads if you are the local service. Retarget with video wherever it fits and makes sense to do so. Next, shoot 9 short ads in one small session. 3 openings times 3 offers. Launch with a small, clear test and a written stop and scale rules. Next, run the weekly rhythm. Review core numbers. Make one controlled change. QA tracking. Rotate creative. Decide what to scale and what not to scale. Write down the change and the results. Next, tighten the speed to lead and raise your 30-day value. These 2 steps often decide whether ads are profitable or they're not. So if none of this moves the needle after 2 clean test cycles, pause and work on the product, the pricing, or the package before spending any more on ads. This is the work we do at PureEye every day. We plan with you, build the assets, produce the videos, run the ads, update the site, measure real profit, and pivot fast when things aren't working. We don't push one channel as the answer for everybody. We match channels to your buyer and your goals. We cut the waste. We keep a steady pace. We give you clean reports that tie spend to profit. That's how you move from random tips to a real system that grows over time. If you want this kind of plan for your company, use the link in my bio. We will review your goals, your offers, your pages, and your numbers, and we'll give you a clear next step, a plan of what to do next. No tricks, no gimmicks, no fluff, just a plan that coordinates every part of your marketing to reach profit and keep improving.